And hello and welcome to Unity Christian High School here in Orange City for this non-conference matchup between the visiting Sioux Falls Christian Chargers and the hosts, Unity Christian Knights. I am Jordan DeSmit, and I will be giving you the call here for this one on Fuller Digital Solutions, and I will talk a little bit about both teams, and I'll start by talking about Sioux Falls Christian, and they're led by head coach Mike Scowden, and right now his team is a perfect 5-0 overall and 1-0 in South Dakota's Class A Region 3. And as I mentioned earlier, the smallest schools in South Dakota play in Class B. Then it goes to Class A, then the biggest schools like the public schools of Sioux Falls, Harrisburg, schools like that, they will play in Class AA. And Sioux Falls Christian plays in that middle class in Class A, and they're currently ranked number 5 in their latest media poll. And this basketball program has also had some success in recent years. They were state champions in 2016 and then in 2021, and they placed 5th at the South Dakota Basketball State Tournament last season. And their most recent victory was a win in the Pentagon Classic at the Sanford Pentagon in Sioux Falls, where they beat Thunder Basin out of Wyoming 50-39. That was back on December 29th, so this will be their first action in a little bit over a week. And one thing that definitely jumps out to you when you just look at Sioux Falls Christian's roster is their height. For example, returning second team All-State selection Ethan Bruns is at 6 feet 6 inches tall, and sophomore Griffin Goodberry is at 6'7" tall. And for comparison, the tallest players for Unity are Jackson Vogel and Kyan Emelkamp, and they both stand at about 6'3". So the Knights will have their hands full with both of those guys here tonight. And with that, I'll talk a little bit about Unity Christian. They're led by head coach Cody Harskamp. They are 3-3 overall, and of course 1-3 in the War Eagle Conference, and they're coming off back-to-back tough losses. And before the Christmas break, they lost 67-64 to Hartley Melvin Sanborn back on December 20th, and they fell 46-41 last night to Remsen St. Mary's. And as you might be able to tell, points were hard to come by for both teams last night. In fact, the Knights only scored 3 points in the second quarter, and the Hawks only scored 6, and they went into halftime with Remsen St. Mary's leading only 17-13, and it finally started heating up in the fourth quarter, and the Knights had a chance to tie it late, but a 5-second violation on the inbound is what eventually cost them the game. And they're going to have to get over it quickly because they have a tough opponent here tonight against a team that has state title hopes in the state of South Dakota. So the Knights have to bring their best here tonight. And we've had some entertaining basketball to start. The girls game went down to the wire with Sioux Falls Christian taking that one. And then in the 2 games before this, the freshman game and then the JV game for the boys, I believe Sioux Falls Christian took both of those games. And this last JV game before this went down to the wire as well. And a great atmosphere. I love small gym high school basketball. And Sioux Falls Christian brought a lot of people here. There's a decent amount of Unity Christian fans in attendance as well. So you ready for a good atmosphere and a fun night of basketball? And we've got about 2 minutes before they start starting lineup. So go ahead and take a break, and we'll get it pretty close to tip-off after that. You are watching Unity Christian basketball on Fuller Digital Solutions.
All the best sports shows, all the best games on 101.5 FM and 1570 AM for your college sports, University of South Dakota. For NHL coverage, Minnesota Wild. For NBA coverage, Minnesota Timberwolves. For MLB coverage, Chicago Cubs. And the best games in both college and the pros with the ESPN Radio featured games. Never miss out on the action.
As a bank that cares about supporting small businesses, American State Bank assisted hundreds of young entrepreneurs launch their first business. Starting a business can be complicated, even when it's just a lemonade stand. It's never too early to begin thinking towards your next project, and we'll be here to help make it go as smoothly as possible. Supporting entrepreneurs, no matter their age, it's what we do.
You can't replace the peace of mind that comes with knowing your animal is in good hands. Central Veterinary Clinic has been serving Sioux Center and the surrounding area for over 60 years. With a staff of 11 veterinarians, you can be sure you're getting the right care when you need it. Whether it's your companion animal or a production animal operation, Central Veterinary is committed to staying up to date on the most current medical advances and knowledge to provide your animal with the best care. See what the professionals at Central Veterinary have to offer you at centralveterinaryclinic.com.
Customers deserve great internet too. This is Doug from EverTech. You deserve EverTech's no limits internet and the personal service that comes with it. We've dedicated 32 years to bringing customers like you reliable, unlimited internet. It's internet you can count on. Call or email our Everly office to get started. You and your family need internet with unlimited use, no contracts, and no overages. You need EverTech. Visit evertech.net to learn more. EverTech, internet where you live. Customers deserve great internet too. This is Doug from EverTech. You deserve EverTech's no limits internet and the personal service that comes with it. We've dedicated 32 years to bringing customers like you reliable, unlimited internet. It's internet you can count on. Call or email our Everly office to get started. You and your family need internet with unlimited use, no contracts, and no overages. You need EverTech. Visit evertech.net to learn more. EverTech, internet where you live.
Rural customers deserve great internet too. You deserve EverTech's no limits internet and the quality local services that comes with it. We've dedicated 32 years to bring customers like you reliable and unlimited internet, up to 50 megabits across 22 counties. It's internet you can count on. Call or email our Everly office to get started. You and your family need internet with unlimited use, no contracts, and no overages. You need EverTech. Visit evertech.net to learn more. EverTech, internet where you live.
Since 1998, Ground Effects in Sioux Center has been Northwest Iowa's premier landscaping and garden center, providing a full variety of trees, shrubs, perennials, and annuals. Visit scgroundeffects.com and use their Plant Finder tool to help you find the perfect plant for your home. Ground Effects also has a full staff of experts and designers to turn your landscaping dreams into a reality. Come see what Ground Effects in Sioux Center has to offer.
And welcome back to Unity Christian High School. I'll try to very quickly go through the starting lineups. First for Sioux Falls Christian, we'll see number 2, a senior Tayton Snyder. Number 3, a sophomore Cole Snyder. Number 5, a senior Ethan Bruns. Number 22, a sophomore Griffin Goodberry. And number 23, a sophomore Britton Mulder. And that's tip-off, and Sioux Falls Christian wins it. And this is Britton Mulder with it, gets it over to, this is Bruns. And Bruns' floater's up and good. So Ethan Bruns, the senior, who I mentioned earlier, is 6'6". Gets the scoring going here for the Chargers. And here's Tice Van Beek bringing up the court. Hands it off to Wieringa. Wieringa over to Vogel. Back out to Wieringa. Actually, that's Braden Bosma who has it swiped away, and here comes the Chargers back the other way. This is Griffin Goodberry, hands it off to, actually this is Goodberry who has it blocked, so one of those guys who's 6'7" gets it stuffed at the rim, and here's Braden Bosma. Pump fakes, gets it out to, this is Wieringa for 3, no good. Rebound, Tice Van Beek, and they're gonna call a foul, I believe, on Unity Christian. Actually, I'll take that back, but it is Sioux Falls Christian basketball. This is Goodberry over to Bruns. This is Cole Snyder with it now. His layup is up and good. Good drive to the hoop by Cole Snyder, and it is 4-0 Sioux Falls Christian. Here's Popema with it. Here's Wieringa near the top of the key. This is Tice Van Beek near the left elbow. We'll try to drive. He pulls up, jumper no good, and rebound Sioux Falls Christian back the other way. Here's Cole Snyder, gets it over to Mulder, and they're going to call a travel on Britton Mulder. I'll very quickly try to get through the Unity starters. It'll be number 10, Tice Van Beek, number 12, Braden Bosma, number 23, Trevor Wieringa, number 33, Jackson Popema, and number 40, Jackson Vogel. 4-0, still early here in this one. Here's Wieringa, over to Bosma. He'll shoot from 3 for the corner. That's good. Braden Bosma gets on the board. And it's 4-3 Sioux Falls Christian. Here come the Chargers. This is Bruns driving in, loses control. They're going to call a travel. So back-to-back travel calls here on the Chargers. And they're all black uniforms, and I like the look of the Chargers' black uniforms here. This is Bosma, step back, thought about a 3, but passes it off to Wieringa. This is Popema, gets it back to Bosma. Gets it into Vogel, who lays it up and in. Jackson Vogel makes his presence known early. It is a 5-4 Unity Christian lead. As Tayton Snyder kicks it back over to Mulder. Mulder tries to get in the paint, but they're going to call, I believe, a reach in on Popema. So that's our first foul of the game. And Popema's first. Inbounding as Tayton Snyder gets it in. It's almost stuffed, but he gets his own rebound, kicks it back out to Snyder, and in the paint to Bruns, and he lays it up and in. And Bruns has 4 early at 6-5 as we go back and forth here early. Wieringa will try to drive baseline, loses control, tries to get it to Bosma, who's it out on, and it's out on Sioux Falls Christian, and it will remain with Unity Christian. Braden Bosma to inbound. It's into Popema. Popema back to Bosma. Near left wing, gets it over to Wieringa. Into Popema in the paint. And he works his way almost to a layup. And good little post move from Popema, just couldn't finish. Here comes the Chargers back the other way. It's Mulder, gets it in to, that's Cole Snyder. Back out to Bruns. Cole Snyder for 3, no good, off the mark. And rebound Tice Van Beek coming the other way. Over to Bosma, he'll try to drive, his layup no good, and it's a rebound for Sioux Falls Christian. This is Britton Mulder bringing it back the other way. Mulder crossover dribble back out to Goodberry, his 3 rattles in and out, no good. Goodberry trying to show it off his range at 6'7", almost got it to go. Here's Van Beek, pull-up jumper, no good. And rebound Sioux Falls Christian going back the other way. Still early in this one, Sioux Falls Christian leads 6-5. Here's Britton Mulder, and it almost has it taken away. Here's a 3 from Ethan Bruns, too short, no good. Rebound, that's Mulder with it, kicks it back out to Tayton Snyder, his 3, no good. And rebound Sioux Falls Christian once again. Here's Bruns in the paint, almost has it stripped away, but they're going to call a foul in the paint. Actually take that back, a jump ball. And possession arrow to Unity Christian, they'll take over. And it will be Trevor Wieringa to inbound. Looks like Steven Schurz checked into the game for the Knights. Here's Van Beek. This is Wieringa, tries to drive in the paint, his layup no good. Just off the mark, and it's a rebound for Sioux Falls Christian. Here's Bruns with it, near the baseline, and a contested layup no good, gets his own rebound no good again, and it's a rebound for Tice Van Beek. And it looks like they're going to call a turnover here. Looks like maybe a double dribble on Van Beek. Here's Sioux Falls Christian. Tayton Snyder tries to get in the paint to Bruns. Working on Van Beek. Good defense by him. Back out to Snyder. And here's Jude Van Donkersgoed, who kicks it in to Bruns for an easy layup. And the Chargers extend their lead to 8-5. There's Wieringa. Kicks it over to Schurz. Back over. Here's Van Beek again. Kicks it back out to Wieringa for 3. That's no good, off the mark. And rebound, Sioux Falls Christian coming back the other way. And a miscommunication of Scrumford on the floor. And a jump ball call, possession arrow to Sioux Falls Christian. So here come the Chargers. This is Van Donkersgoed. Trying to drive near the free throw line, kicks it back out. Here's a 3, that's no good. And a rebound, Van Donkersgoed. Kicks it over. There's Britton Mulder, he'll try to drive in the paint. Shot was good. Not for sure if they waved it off. No, they did not. And they called a foul on the Knights as well. So Mulder gets on the board. And they got Steven Schurz on that foul. Here's the free throw. That is off the mark, no good. And rebound, Unity Christian coming back the other way. Big offensive possession. Here's Bosma going coast to coast. Back out, this is Schurz. Here's Bosma again. Drives near baseline, kicks it back out. It's taken by Schurz. Here's Tice Van Beek near the left wing. Gets it in. This is Papama. His floater is no good, but they're going to call a foul on the shot, and Papama will go to the line for 2. And they got Ethan Bruns on that foul. That's his first, and his team's first. First free throw from Papama, left it short. 10-5, 2 minutes left to go here, first period. Second free throw on the way, no good. And Sioux Falls Christian will take it. Here's Tayton Snyder. Kicks it over to Mulder. And here's Bruns with it, loses control. Fight for it on the floor. And they're actually going to call a foul on the scrum, I believe. It's a great aggressive play. They're going to get Papama on that foul. That's his second already. Here's Tayton Snyder. Getting the paint to Bruns, near the paint to Bruns. Kicks it back out. This is Engbers, back out to Bruns near right wing. Kicks it back out to Engbers, and they're going to call a travel on Ethan Bruns. Bruns, the returning second team All-State selection. It's called for the travel there. See what the Knights can do with it. Here's Braden Bosma. Kicks it over to Schurz. Over to Van Beek. And he has it poked away from him by Van Donkersgoed. And he loses control of it. And a Scrumford on the floor taken by Unity Christian. Here's Schurz. And back out to Van Beek. And we'll slow things down a bit here as we approach 1 minute remaining first period. Van Beek over to Papama. He'll drive in the lane. And he'll lay it up and in. Hit every part of the rim. But he gets it to go. And Jackson Papama has his first points of the game. There's Britton Mulder, kicks it back out. This is Tayton Snyder with it now. There's Van Donkersgoed, back over to Mulder. Guarded by Schurz. Here's Bruns, back out to Tayton Snyder, whose 3 is up and good. Tayton Snyder, the senior from downtown. It's 13-7, under 20 to go. And shot clock turned off, and I believe the Knights will wait for one last shot here. Braden Bosma near left wing, crossover dribble, pulls up, jumper, no, that's good. Braden Bosma with an impressive-looking jumper. And 2 seconds remaining. Here's Mulder kicking it back out. I think shot no good. No, they waved it off anyway. So after one period of play, it's Unity Christian down 13-9 to Sioux Falls Christian. We'll take a quick break, and we'll get you the second period. You are watching Unity Christian basketball on Fuller Digital Solutions. And we welcome you back to Unity Christian High School after one. Sioux Falls Christian leads 13-9. And it was a fast-moving first period. Only 4 fouls total. As both teams playing fast. And playing with a lot of energy. As we get ready here for the second period. It'll be Unity Christian with the ball. Van Beek will inbound. He's yet to score tonight. Gets it into Braden Bosma. Dribble near right wing, crossover dribble, drives into the paint, and can't get the layup to go, but he is fouled on the way up. So he'll go to the line for 2. And it looks like they got Jude Van Dunkersgood on that foul. First free throw attempt on the way, and he gets it to go. 13-10 as Bosma has 6 early in this one. Second free throw is good, make that 13-11. Sioux Falls Christian still with the lead. Van Dunkersgood. Over to, and we'll get that in the corner to Engbers. Back cross court. Over to, that's Cole Snyder. Snyder hands it off to Tayton Snyder. Over to Van Dunkersgood. Back cross court to Tayton Snyder. And in the paint to Cole Snyder. Back out, 3 seconds left in the shot clock. Last second heave, way off the mark and no good. And a shot clock violation on Sioux Falls Christian. Great defense by Unity Christian, and they'll take over, looking to maybe take the lead here early in the second period. Here's Trevor Wieringa near baseline. No pull up. Shot's good, but they're going to call a travel before the shot. Unity fans didn't like the call. 7 minutes remaining here in the first half. Here's Sioux Falls Christian. And this is Carson Engbers. Still haven't crossed half court. They're pretty close. But here's Tayton Snyder. Kicks it over. Good feed to Jude Van Dunkersgood for 2. Good pass. As there's a scrum for it on the floor taken by Unity Christian. And Coach Harskamp wants a timeout. We'll take a quick timeout with them. You're watching Unity Christian basketball on Fuller Digital Solutions.
Notaboom Electric and Refrigeration has always operated under strong values aimed at exceeding client needs. The relationship with their clients begins on the first day of contact and only ends once you are fully satisfied with the work. When you hire Notaboom Electric, you can count on them for the results you want and need. They offer a number of services for residential and commercial facilities to schools and churches. Discover the advantage of working with Notaboom Electric and Refrigeration in Orange City today. Wishing good luck to the Knights.
And welcome back to Unity Christian High School, just coming out of a Unity Christian timeout. Sioux Falls Christian leads 15-11, 6:45 remaining second period. Tice Van Beek to inbound. Gets it into Braden Bosma. Little full court press action. Here's Wieringa back over to Bosma. Finally gets across half court, and they're going to call a travel on Braden Bosma. And here come the Chargers back the other way. This is Cole Snyder. Snyder pulls up for three from the right wing, gets it to go. And Snyder with his first three of the night. It's 18-11. Here's Braden Bosma with his team down 7. Gets it all the way across the court to Elliot Vandenberg. Kicks it in the paint to Vogel, and they're going to call a foul on the shots. And they're going to get Bruns with that one. That's his second, I believe. So Vogel at the line for 2. Here's the first one. That's good. As Steven Schurz checks in, Braden Bosma checks out. It's 18-11. And the second free throw on the way is too long, no good. Rebound, Tice Van Beek. Over to Wieringa for 3, no good. Rebound, Sioux Falls Christian. Cole Snyder over to Van Dunkersgood, gets it into Bruns. Bruns kicks it over in the corner, over to Cole Snyder now left wing. This is Bruns near the free throw line. In the paint to Goodberry. We haven't seen much of him yet. He's fouled and he gets the layup to go. And Goodberry with 4 points pending the free throw. As Tayton Snyder checks in for Ethan Bruns. They got Vandenberg on that foul as the free throw is good. Here's Tice Van Beek. Over to Wieringa, really close to not getting it across the half-court stripe in time. Here's Van Beek who pulls up, rebound. Vogel misses the layup, and he gets his own rebound, and he can't get that one to go either. And it is a rebound for Sioux Falls Christian, trapped in the corner, but he gets it over to Tayton Snyder. And that pass goes way out of bounds off the mark, and the Knights will take over. So the Knights right there, they just have to finish at the rim. They're down 9. And an important possession here. Here's Wieringa, cross court to Vandenberg. And he'll drive, kick it over to Vogel, who finishes this time. Jackson Vogel finally gets it to go. It is 21-14. And that one's tipped, taken by Trevor Wieringa. He'll try to drive in the paint. That's no good. Good defense by Tayton Snyder. Fight for it on the floor. And they're going to call a jump ball, and it is the possession arrow to Sioux Falls Christian. So they will take over. Tayton Snyder cross court over to Mulder. Gets it over to Tayton Snyder, back to Mulder, finally gets it across the half-court stripe. In the corner, Van Donkersgood, pump fake, drives, and his pass deflected by Vandenberg. Actually, it was off his foot, I believe, as it looks like Bosma checks in. Wieringa checks out. Tayton Snyder to inbound. Over to Van Donkersgood, over to, this is Mulder for 3 off the mark, no good. Rebound Schurz all the way across the court to Bosma, who can't get the layup to go. And what's the call here? And I believe they're going to call goaltending on Sioux Falls Christian. I didn't quite see who it was on, but whoever it was slapped the backboard. So Bosma has 9. They'll give him credit for that. It's 21-16. Here's Cole Snyder. And that's off of Van Beek and off his foot and halfway up the stands. There's Cole Snyder back to Tayton Snyder. And here's Engbers in the corner, back to Tayton Snyder, over to Cole Snyder for 3. That rattles in and out, no good. Fight for the rebound. There's a foul called, I believe, on Engbers. And the Knights will take over. Gonna get a push on Engbers. Here's Van Beek, trapped near the baseline, gets it into Schurz. Get a cross court to Vogel. They got some numbers here. Sioux Falls Christian gets back in a hurry. Here's Vogel in the corner. Back out to, this is Schurz. Over to Tice Van Beek. Here's Vogel again. Working on Goodberry. Has it poked out by Cole Snyder. And Carson Engbers brings it back up the court. Peyton Snyder in the corner, gets it in the paint. Back out to Snyder. He'll shoot for three from the corner. No good. Too long. Rebound, Unity Christian coming back the other way. Here's Schurz. Schurz over to Bosma. He'll shoot for three from the left wing. No good. Rebound, Vogel gets it up and good. And Vogel has 6 here early, and it's a one-possession game, 21-18. Peyton Snyder gets it into Goodberry. In the paint to Van Dunker's good. Back out to Engbers, and he looks like Wieringa took a charge. And that gets this Unity Christian crowd fired up. And they're going to get the foul on Van Dunker's good. That's his second. Let's see what the Knights can do with it. Here's Van Beek. Over to Braden Bosma. Bosma over to Wieringa. Wieringa in the paint, trying to get it in there off of, I believe that was Bruns of Sioux Falls Christian. And the Knights will go ahead and inbound. Here's Van Beek. Needs to get it in a hurry. Finally gets it into Wieringa. Back over to Van Beek near right wing. He'll try to drive near baseline. Good defense, kicks it back out to Wieringa. Here's Vogel. And off of Van Beek's hands, here is Peyton Snyder in transition. He will not finish at the rim. Tried to finger roll it, couldn't get it to go. Here come the Knights back the other way. This is Bosma. And they're going to get a foul here on Cole Snyder. That's Snyder's first. So missed opportunity in transition for the Chargers. And here's Schurz to inbound and throws it away. Throws it to Cole Snyder. We'll see what he can do in transition. And he's fouled on the way up. He'll go to the line for two. I believe they got Elliot Vandenberg on that foul. Actually, take that back. That was Braden Bosma. That was Bosma's first. First free throw up and good from Cole Snyder. He's at 6 tonight. Second free throw on the way, gets it to go. It's 23-18. Sioux Falls Christian leads. 2:34 remaining here in the first half. There's Wieringa, goes out of bounds, and it was off of, it looked like Carson Engbers. Knights will inbound. Gets it into Schurz, back over to Bosma. Back to Schurz, cross court. And here's Wieringa's floater, that's up and good. Trevor Wieringa gets on the board for the first time tonight. Here come the Chargers. Here's Engbers. Over to Cole Snyder, back over to Bruns, near right wing. Back out to Goodberry. Here's Cole Snyder. Here's Bruns in the paint. And his contested shot is up and no good. Rebound, Unity Christian coming back the other way in transition. Here's Bosma, has it taken away by Cole Snyder. And looks like Vandenberg runs into him, and they're going to call a foul on Vandenberg. Vandenberg's second, team 6. Both teams sitting at 6 fouls so far tonight. And Bennett Wassner will inbound it here for the Chargers. This is Engbers. Back to Wassner, right wing. Here's Goodberry near the top of the key. Back out to Engbers. Gets it into Wassner, guarded well by Emmelkamp. And Wassner has it poked out, but they're going to call a foul. Looks like they got Wieringa. And Wassenaar will go to the line, I'm assuming, for a 1-and-1. Yes, it is a 1-and-1. Front end of the 1-and-1, good. And he'll live to shoot another free throw. Second free throw is good, and it's 25-20, Sioux Falls Christian. There's Tice Van Beek bringing it back the other way. Van Beek hands it off to Wieringa. Wieringa drives in the paint. His layup good. Trevor Wieringa. Nice looking move in the paint. It's 25-22. It's Cole Snyder. This is Bruns. Near right wing, approaching a minute left to go here, first half. It's Cole Snyder back out to Engbers. Here's Wassenaar. Back to Cole Snyder. Here's Bruns, near right wing. He'll try to drive. Good move and couldn't finish. And rebound Wieringa. Nice look to tie it. Here's Vogel in the paint. His layup up and good. Jackson Vogel has been great in the paint here tonight so far. It's 25-24, and he's got 9 tonight. See what the Chargers can do. Here's Engbers near left wing. Trying to drive, kicks it back out to Goodberry. Goodberry driving the paint, defended well, hands it off to Wassenaar. That's no good. Shot clock turned off. We'll see what the Knights can do before the end of the first half. Here's Van Beek. He tries to get in the paint to Vogel's layup's up and good. Jackson Vogel's having an awesome night so far. Last second heave is good. And Cole Snyder retakes the lead before halftime. And it is 28-26. That's a big shot for the Chargers. So we go into halftime with Sioux Falls Christian leading 28-26. We'll take a little bit of a break and get you a recap of the first half. You're watching Unity Christian Basketball on Fuller Digital Solutions.
All the best sports shows, all the best games on 101.5 FM and 1570 AM for your college sports, University of South Dakota. For NHL coverage, Minnesota Wild. For NBA coverage, Minnesota Timberwolves. For MLB coverage, Chicago Cubs. And the best games in both college and the pros with the ESPN Radio featured games. Never miss out on the action.
As a bank that cares about supporting small businesses, American State Bank assisted hundreds of young entrepreneurs launch their first business. Starting a business can be complicated, even when it's just a lemonade stand. It's never too early to begin thinking towards your next project, and we'll be here to help make it go as smoothly as possible. Supporting entrepreneurs, no matter their age, it's what we do.
Unity Christian is proud to have these businesses as partners, helping to ensure the success of our students now and into the future. Unity Christian is proud to have these businesses as partners, helping to ensure the success of our students now and into the future. You can't replace the peace of mind that comes with knowing your animal is in good hands. Central Veterinary Clinic has been serving Sioux Center and the surrounding area for over 60 years. With a staff of 11 veterinarians, you can be sure you're getting the right care when you need it. Whether it's your companion animal or a production animal operation, Central Veterinary is committed to staying up to date on the most current medical advances and knowledge to provide your animal with the best care. See what the professionals at Central Veterinary have to offer you at centralveterinaryclinic.com.
Rural customers deserve great internet too. This is Doug from EverTech. You deserve EverTech's no limits internet and the personal service that comes with it. We've dedicated 32 years to bringing customers like you reliable, unlimited internet. It's internet you can count on. Call or email our Everly office to get started. You and your family need internet with unlimited use, no contracts, and no overages. You need EverTech. Visit evertech.net to learn more. EverTech, internet where you live.
And welcome back to Unity Christian High School here in Orange City. I'll give a quick recap of the first half, and I'll start with some statistics. First for Sioux Falls Christian. Again, these stats not quite official, but Tayton Snyder has 4. Cole Snyder has 10 so far. Ethan Bruns has 6. Griffin Goodberry has 5. The 6'7" sophomore held mostly in check so far. Britton Mulder has 2. And Jude Van Dunkersgood, I believe, has 2. And then Bennett Wassner has 2 as well. And here are the stats for Unity Christian. Tice Van Beek has yet to score yet, but Braden Bosma has 9. Trevor Wieringa has 4. Jackson Popama with 2. And then Jackson Vogel had a huge first half with 11. Found himself open in the paint frequently and took advantage. And with that, it is 28-16 with Sioux Falls Christian leading. And it's been honestly a really entertaining game here so far. A lot of back and forth. Sioux Falls Christian found themselves out to a couple of big leads, but Unity Christian has really just kept fighting. Only scored 9 in the first quarter, but then scored another 17 here in the second quarter to actually take a lead for a little bit there in the second period, but then just kind of a last-second whim, I believe, by Cole Snyder, who got it to go just before the buzzer to retake the lead for Sioux Falls Christian 28-26. Now it's really a huge shot in the grand scheme of things if you think about it, but see a lot of great defense, maybe just a little bit of sloppy play, maybe still a little bit rusty from the Christmas break for both these teams. Seen a few traveling calls, a couple bad passes, but I think they'll shake that rust off as we go along here in the second period. And we should be gearing up for a good finish, just like the girls varsity game. We'll go ahead and take a little bit of a break, and I think we'll be close to tip-off for, the start of the third period. We don't tip off to start the second half, but take a little bit more of a break, and we will, like I said, get you the start of the second half. You're watching Unity Christian Basketball on Fuller Digital Solutions.
When each new day begins, we're here. When you want new technology that's tested and proven, we're here. When you need a sounding board or just a good story, we're here. For an ally whose local roots run as deep as yours, or to make next year the best year yet, we'll be where we've been all along, with you from the word go.
Only Pizza Ranch serves buffet your way.
Don't you mean my way, Mr. Voiceover Guy?
Sure, anyone's way, actually. Request your favorite pizza. We'll make it, bake it, and give you the first slice.
I can add peppers to pepperoni, Stampede on stuffed crust, maybe Texan taco on thin. No tomatoes on my half. How can I convince Mom to let us eat here every night?
It's buffet your way at Pizza Ranch. Say it with me, kid.
I chose the NCC CNA course because I just really liked the instructors and the entire NCC community, how welcoming everybody is, and I was able to take it in high school and get it done before I started college.
The new facility here at NCC has been great. You've got every tool you can think of. You're never struggling to find something. Just the facility as a whole has been awesome. It makes the learning a lot more interesting and a lot more hands-on, and it's just been great.
Unity Christian is proud to have these businesses as partners, helping to ensure the success of our students now and into the future.
And welcome back to Unity Christian High School. About a minute and a half before we start the second half, and a couple scores here from in the town of Orange City. Northwestern College women won earlier today, 74-63. Actually, take that back. The women won 58-53. Then the men followed that up with a 74-63 victory. Both of those over GPAC rival Hastings. And in NFL action today, the Chiefs down the Raiders 31-13, and with that win, I believe the Chiefs nailed down the number 1 seed in the AFC. And currently at just about the start of the second quarter, the Titans are leading the Jaguars 3-0 in the game that will decide the AFC South. And a couple of men's basketball scores from today. UConn beat Creighton 69-60. Texas beat Oklahoma State 56-46. Missouri beat Vanderbilt 85-82. Alabama beat Kentucky 78-52. Duke beat Boston College 65-64. Illinois, with a win they desperately needed, beat Wisconsin 79-69. And Iowa State played a good game against TCU. They won 69-67. And I believe Iowa women's basketball team won today as well. They beat Michigan. The final score was 94-85 in favor of the Hawkeyes, as their season is looking like it is on an upward swing. But in this one, we are about to start the second half between Unity Christian and Sioux Falls Christian, as the Chargers of Sioux Falls Christian lead the Knights of Unity Christian 28-26. And kind of just like the first game where we saw Gracie Skonoven kind of get shut out a little bit, she still ended with 8 points. And we're seeing a surprise goose egg from the boys, Unity boys, with Tice Van Beek not scoring at all yet, but Jackson Vogel stepped up and scored 11, the sophomore, 6'3" sophomore. Done well, also matched up well with a couple of Sioux Falls Christian's bigs. But here we go with the start of the second half. Unity Christian with the basketball. Here is the Tice Van Beek. We'll see if he can get hot here in the second half. Passes it over to Wieringa. In the paint to Vogel. And looking for somewhere to go. Gets it over to Bosma near the top of the key. Bosma back over to, this is Popema. Here's Wieringa trying to drive, loses control, and it's out of bounds on him. And it will be Sioux Falls Christian basketball. Here's Tayton Snyder. Passes it over to Mulder. Here's Bruns. And good passing, good ball movement here by Sioux Falls Christian around the perimeter. And this is Bruns, back to Snyder, And here's in the paint to Goodberry, who gets it up and good. He has 7. It's 32-26. Here's Schurz. Drives it near baseline, kicks it back out to Van Beek. Van Beek jumper from the baseline, no good, too short. And rebound, Sioux Falls Christian coming back the other way in transition. Here's Bruns for a layup, no good. Rebound, Tice Van Beek. Here's Braden Bosma, near left wing, over to Popema. He'll drive near the baseline and tries to get into Vogel, loses control, and here comes Cole Snyder in transition. He gets this one to go. Cole Snyder with 12 on the night so far. Sophomore guard playing well so far. Here it's 32-26. Van Beek loses control. I think he wanted a foul. Here's Cole Snyder again in transition, who gets it to go. And just like that, it's an 8-point lead for the Chargers. It's 34-26. Here comes Tice Van Beek, and he loses control. It was tipped out by Sioux Falls Christian, so Unity Christian will take over, and a couple subs in the game. Steven Schurz checks in. Elliot Vandenberg checks in. Van Beek and Wieringa both check out. There's Jackson Vogel near the corner. As he dribbles near baseline, gets it in the corner. This is Bosma, I believe. Yes, he gets it to go. Actually, I'll take that back. I'll get a number for you on him in a second. I actually don't have a 21 on my roster. That was number 21 for the Knights getting that to go. Here's Bruns for 2. And it's 36-29. Here's Braden Bosma. Kicks it back out. Here's Vogel near the paint. Back out near right wing. Here's Steven Schurz. Back to Schurz again. This is Bosma. And he almost loses control. Here's a fadeaway jumper. That's no good. Hit every part of the rim. And Bosma gets it back, keeps his feet in bounds. And he gets it back into play. As after all of that, Vandenberg throws it away, and it'll be Unity Christian basketball. 5 minutes left to go here, third quarter. And here's a little floater, no good. Rebound by Tayton Center. No fight for it on the floor, and Cole Snyder finally comes up with it. And it looks like he stepped out of bounds. It'll be Unity Christian basketball. Here's Steven Schurz. Kicks it over to Vandenberg. There's Jackson Vogel working in the paint. Kicks it back out to Bosma. Bosma shoots from the corner. That's no good. Rebound Sioux Falls Christian. Goodberry hands it off to Snyder. This is Bruns near the paint. Guarded by Vogel. Gets through and reverse layup, no good. And rebound Jackson Vogel. Fight for it on the floor, and they're going to call a foul, I believe, on Britton Mulder. So Mulder earns his first, and the Knights will take over. Here's Schurz. Finally gets it over past half court. And the pass into the paint is out of bounds and off of Unity Christian. And Sioux Falls Christian will take over. 36-29, Sioux Falls Christian off to a hot start here in the second half. So 21 on the court. I don't have him in my roster. So apologies to maybe his parents that are watching. Here's Van Dunker's good in the paint. He's fouled on the way up by Vandenberg. Actually, take that back. They got Vogel on that foul. And Van Dunker's good will go to the line for 2. First one's too long, no good. And a second free throw is up and good. Van Dunker's good is on the board. Under 4 to go here, third period. Here's Schurz, dribbling near right wing, has it poked out, and it's out on Cole Snyder of Sioux Falls Christian. As Tice Van Beek checks back in. Here's our mystery man for Unity Christian. And kicks it into Wieringa. Good find, but Wieringa can't finish. Rebound, Vogel gets it to go. Jackson Vogel with 13 tonight. It's 37-31. Here's a 3. That's no good. Off the mark from Cole Snyder. Here come the Knights in transition. Here's Wieringa. Tries to feed it into Vogel. Stays in bounds. And the Chargers will take control. Here's Bruns, almost loses control. Fight for it on the floor. And Sioux Falls Christian wants a timeout with 3:08 to go. We'll take a timeout with them. You are watching Unity Christian basketball on YouTube.
I chose NCC because they have a nice welding program, their building is fairly new, they make it very easy to just jump in and learn. Coming into welding, I had no experience, so this program and this NCC seems like a good place to start.
We have very good instructors here. They're all well qualified. The courses are going to be the same if you get them here. Difference is it's going to cost you a lot less money. Then we have agreements with lots of other universities, about 40 of them, and that allows them to transfer all their credits.
And welcome back to Unity Christian High School. And I looked at Unity Christian's JV roster. I believe number 21 is a 6-foot sophomore, Asa Bile. So Asa Bile checking into the game and making a difference here. And here's a 3 from the corner. That is good. And that was Britton Mulder getting his first 3 of the game. It's 42-31. Jackson Vogel try to dribble near baseline, loses control, taken by Sioux Falls Christian. Here's Van Dunkers good in transition. Gets it off to Tayton Snyder, who lays it up and in. Tayton Snyder has 6 tonight, and it's all of a sudden it's an 11-point lead for the Chargers. Here's Wieringa, deep 3 left wing, left it short. And Sioux Falls Christian gets the rebound. Here's Tayton Snyder, and they're going to call a double dribble. And Snyder will check out, Engbers checks in, and Braden Bosma checks in as well. So Braden Bosma will take it up the court, and Knights desperately need points here. Braden Bosma trips, and they're going to call a travel on him. Looks like he ran into Cole Snyder. Maybe tripped over his legs, fell over. And Sioux Falls Christian will take over. Mulder finally gets it over to Cole Snyder. Here's Bruns in the paint to Van Dunkers. Good, can't finish, but the putback is good by Ethan Bruns. It's a 13-point lead for Sioux Falls Christian. Here's Vogel near right wing. Kicks it back out to Wieringa. Wieringa pulls up for 3, no good. And rebounds Sioux Falls Christian. Van Dunkers good. Just over to Engbers. Here's Bruns in the paint. That's up and good. Bruns lays it up and in, and he's got 10. And in a blink of an eye, it's a 15-point lead as Unity Christian wants another timeout, and we will go ahead and take a timeout with them. You are watching Unity Christian Basketball on YouTube.
Customers deserve great internet too. This is Doug from EverTech. You deserve EverTech's no limits internet and the personal service that comes with it. We've dedicated 32 years to bringing customers like you reliable, unlimited internet. It's internet you can count on. Call or email our Everly office to get started. You and your family need internet with unlimited use, no contracts, and no overages. You need EverTech. Visit evertech.net to learn more. EverTech, internet where you live.
Welcome back to Unity Christian High School here in Orange City as the Knights find themselves down 46-31 late in the third period. And it's been a great second half here for Sioux Falls Christian. Went in to halftime with them leading 28-26, and they've broken this thing wide open. Unity Christian to inbound, gets it into Asa Bile. Bile hands it off to Tice Van Beek near left elbow. Will try to drive, turn around, and they're going to wave off the shot. They're going to call a foul away from the play. They're going to get Cole Snyder. That's his second. And only the team's second so far in the third quarter. Here's Wieringa. Kicks it over to Asa Bile. Back over to Tice Van Beek. His floater, no good, off the mark. And Van Beek yet to get on the board tonight. Here's Cole Snyder. Takes it over to Tayton Snyder. Approaching a minute left to go here, third period. Here's Cole Snyder, cross court over to Carson Engbers. This is Van Dunkers good, back to Engbers. Van Dunkers good again. across the perimeter over. That was Cole Snyder, gets it into Bruns. Great defense and a block by Unity Christian, taken by Asa Bile. Here's Vogel near the baseline, gets it blocked by Ethan Bruns. Here's Cole Snyder, saves it from going out of bounds. Here's Bruns in the paint, he's fouled, but it'll go to the line for 2. And they got Jackson Vogel on that foul, that's his second. First free throw from Bruns is good. Bruns has 13 tonight. And make that 14. 48-31, Sioux Falls Christian leads. Here's Tice Van Beek as the Knights try to get back in this thing. Here's Popema over to Asa Bile. He'll drive in the paint and layup no good, too strong. Fight for the rebound, and it goes out of bounds. And it will remain Unity Christian basketball. As Ethan Bruns checks out, Griffin Goodberry checks back in. There's Jackson Vogel. Kicks over to Wieringa. Here's Van Beek. Back out to Vogel. He'll shoot for 3, left it too short. And looks like they saved it from going out of bounds. Here's Asa Bile. Back out to Wieringa. His 3 right wing, no good. He left it short as well. And here comes the Chargers. Van Dunker's good, hands it off to Cole Snyder. 5 to go here in the third period. Here's Tayton Snyder for 3, that's no good. And the rebound by Asa Bile, but we go into the fourth quarter with Sioux Falls Christian leading 48-31. We'll take a quick break. You're watching Unity Christian basketball on Fuller Digital Solutions.
Unity Christian is proud to have these businesses as partners, helping to ensure the success of our students now and into the future.
Christian High School. A quick update on the NFL game as the Titans lead the Jaguars 10-0. About 4 minutes remaining in the first half. Josh Dobbs threw a touchdown. Here we go in the fourth quarter. Here's Tayton Snyder, kicks it over to, that is Britton Mulder. Here's Griffin Goodberry, kicks it in to Bruns. Bruns cross court to Engbers. He'll shoot for 3. That's good as he makes it falling on his back, and Engbers gets on the board in style. It's a 20-point lead for Sioux Falls Christian as they steal that one away. There's Britton Mulder. Tries to drive in the paint. Good defense. Almost taken away by Bosma. Scrum forward on the court. Gets it back out to Bruns. Here's Engbers in the corner. Over to Mulder as they try to slow it down. Is Tayton Snyder near the logo. Back over to Engbers. Kicks it over to Mulder. Shot clock winding down. It goes out of bounds, and it is out, I believe, on Unity Christian. 5 seconds left to go here in the shot clock. We'll see what the Chargers can do. Here is Mulder for 3. Left wing, no good. Left it too long. Rebound, Popema. Up the court to Bosma. The pass goes sailing out of bounds, and the Chargers will take over. Tayton Snyder. Under 7 to go here, fourth period. Britton Mulder hands it off to Goodberry. Defended well. This is Tayton Snyder. Back over to Mulder. He'll try to drive near the free throw line. His pull-up floater, no good. Fight for the rebound, and it looks like Mulder had control of it. Jump ball, possession arrow to Unity Christian. (51-31). Sioux Falls Christian lead. 6:30 remaining, fourth period. There's Braden Bosma. Bosma hands it off to Popema. Popema turnaround jumper gets blocked by Goodberry, and that's just tough. Like I said, Goodberry standing at 6'7", and that ball's tipped away by Tice Van Beek. Tayton Snyder to inbound. Over to Britton Mulder, pump fake. And they're going to call a foul, I believe, on Bosma. Yes, they will. Bosma's second, only the team's third here in the fourth period. Snyder to inbound, Tayton Snyder to inbound. Gets it into Ethan Bruns. Back over to Mulder. Here's Angbers over to Snyder. Here's Bruns in the paint. Tries to get it in to Mulder, taken by Vogel. Here's Van Beek in transition. He lays it up and in good. Van Beek finally on the board. It's 51-33. Here's Britton Mulder. Guarded well by Bosma. Back out. It's Goodberry. Over to Angbers. Back cross court to Tayton Snyder. His three no good. Rattles in and out. And Tice Van Beek will bring it the other way. And that's taken away by Britton Mulder. Mulder in transition. That layup no good. Put back by Ethan Bruns. And he's had a great night. He's at 16. Popema over to Vogel in the corner. Try to dribble baseline. Kicks it back out to Bosma. Almost goes out of bounds. And here's Bosma again. Stop his dribble over to Vogel. Back out to Bosma. He'll shoot for three. That's off the mark. And rebound Sioux Falls Christian. But Mulder brings it up. This is Bruns. And his floater up and turnaround jumper is up and good. And he's approaching 20 for the night. It's 55-33. Here's Tice Van Beek. Hands it off to Wieringa. He'll shoot for three left wing. No good, left short. And I believe they're going to call a foul here. Looks like they got Bosma. Bosma's third. As Vogel will check out, Bosma will check out as well as Popema. Looks like Kyan Emmelkamp checks in. Gabe Borgers checks into the game as well as Asa Bile. Britton Mulder kicks it back out to Bruns. His jumper is good, and there's the 20 mark for Ethan Bruns. They extend their lead to 24. Here's Wieringa for three. Rattles in and out, no good. And rebound Ethan Bruns. It's Cole Snyder back out to Bruns, near right wing. Gets it in at two. Van Dunker's good. His floater's up and good. And Jude Van Dunker's good. Gets his third point of the night. It's Asa Bile, crossover dribble over to Van Beek. He'll shoot his first three of the night. That's no good. His first really good look of the night. Here's Bruns, near right wing. To Van Dunker's good. Here's Goodberry in the paint. Good little post move, and he finishes with a layup on Asa Bile. Goodberry's got 9. It's a 28-point lead here for Sioux Falls Christian. And they're going to call a travel here on Asa Bile. Steven Schurz checks in for Wieringa. As Britton Mulder checks out. Tice Van Beek checks out for the Knights. So Elliot Vandenberg in the game. 3:30 remaining here in this one. Ethan Bruns, almost a backcourt violation. Kicks it over to Angbers. Angbers gets it into Bruns, working on Schurz. Back out to Cole Snyder. He kicks it back out. Here's Bruns for 3 this time. No good. And rebound, Unity Christian. Approaching 3 minutes to go. Asa Bile back out. There's Elliot Vandenberg. And Gabe Borchers. He loses the control, taken away by Sioux Falls Christian. Actually, that's going to go out of bounds. And it looks like it was out on Gabe Borchers. And Sioux Falls Christian will take over here, as it looks like the Chargers do a mass substitution here. Bennett Wassner in the game. Looks like Cameron Schock in the game. Brandon Van Beek as well. Braden Whitty, as well as Will Munson, all in the game here for Sioux Falls Christian. This is Munson. Kicks it out. This is Whitty. His three's good. Braden Whitty just checks in, gets a 3 to go. 64-33, Sioux Falls Christian leads. Here's Schurz, kicks it over to Borchers. Back over to Vandenberg. Get it to Borchers. Trying to drive near baseline. Gets it into paint to Vandenberg, and he couldn't quite finish. Good feed by Borchers. And here come the Chargers back the other way. Here's a 3, rattles in and out, no good from Cameron Schock. Here's Schurz, gets it in to Emmelkamp near baseline. He'll fade away, no good. And approaching 2 minutes to go, here come the Chargers. This is Whitty, and that's taken away by Borchers. Here comes Gabe Borchers in transition. He can't get it to finish, and too strong on the layup attempt. And it looks like the Knights want to sub. Looks like they'll get Bryce Harskamp in the game. Subbed in for Gabe Borchers. Here's Brendan Van Beek, tries to drive. They'll call him for a travel. Minute 37 remaining. Sioux Falls Christian leads 64-33. There's Asa Bile. Kicks it over to Vandenberg. Here's Steven Schurz near left wing. And here's Kyan Emmelkamp, pump fake, drives the lane, his floater up and good. Kyan Emmelkamp gets on the board. Here come the Chargers back the other way. Get it in the paint. That's a good looking reverse layup by Brendan Van Beek. Go up 66-35. That's no good from Bryce Harskamp, left the 3 too short. Minute remaining, almost taken away by Schurz, out on him. And the Chargers will keep possession. There's Bennett Wassner, tries to get it in the paint, and it's taken by Whitty. His 3's good. These substitutions coming in for Sioux Falls Christian, playing really well as well. Another 3 from Harskamp. He gets it to go. Bryce Harskamp, the senior, just checking in. Knocks down a 3 from the corner. 30 seconds remaining, and it's simultaneous with the shot clock here. This is Bennett Wassner, as the Chargers will just take their time here. Just dribble it out. It's going to be close to a shot clock violation. I think actually the game clock's just ahead of the shot clock. And that will be your ball game, with Sioux Falls Christian taking this one. Actually, no, it actually will be a shot clock violation. 0.3 seconds left to go, and the Knights will just have to inbound. We get a couple subs in here for the last little bit here. Looks like Titan Holstein will check in and get it into Asa Bile. His heave actually almost goes in. I don't think it would have been good anyway. I think they waved it off anyway, but that is your ball game with Sioux Falls Christian taking this one at 69-38. And I'll take a little bit of a break, and I'll give you a recap of this one. You're watching Unity Christian Basketball on YouTube.
You can't replace the peace of mind that comes with knowing your animal is in good hands. Central Veterinary Clinic has been serving Sioux Center and the surrounding area for over 60 years. With a staff of 11 veterinarians, you can be sure you're getting the right care when you need it. Whether it's your companion animal or a production animal operation, Central Veterinary is committed to staying up to date on the most current medical advances and knowledge to provide your animal with the best care. See what the professionals at Central Veterinary have to offer you at centralveterinaryclinic.com.
Rural customers deserve great internet too. This is Doug from EverTech. You deserve EverTech's no limits internet and the personal service that comes with it. We've dedicated 32 years to bringing customers like you reliable, unlimited internet. It's internet you can count on. Call or email our Everly office to get started. You and your family need internet with unlimited use, no contracts, and no overages. You need EverTech. Visit evertech.net to learn more. EverTech, internet where you live.
And welcome back to Unity Christian High School. I'll give you a quick recap of this one as the Sioux Falls Christian Chargers defeat the Unity Christian Knights 69-38. And it was a game that was tight at halftime. Sioux Falls Christian led 28-26 at the break. And it really seemed like all the momentum shifted really at the very end of that first half, as I believe it was Cole Snyder knocked down like a buzzer beater 3 to end the first half to go up 28-26, and it was really just all Sioux Falls Christian from there, as they led 48-31 after the third, and then 69-38 after the fourth. I'll go through a few stats here. First for Sioux Falls Christian, again, these are not official, but Tate Snyder had 6, Cole Snyder had 14, Carson Engbers had 3. Knocked on 1 3. It was actually really impressive looking 3. Ethan Bruns led the way for the Chargers with 20. Cameron Schock came in and had 2. Griffin Goodberry had 9. Britton Mulder with 5. Jude Van Dunkersgood had 3. Braden Whitty had 6. And then Bennett Wassenaar had 2. And for Unity Christian, Tice Van Beek had 2. Bryce Harskamp had 3. Braden Bosma had 9, Trevor Waring had 4, Kyan Emmelkamp had 2, Jackson Popema had 2, Jackson Vogel had a great night tonight with 13, and then Asa Bile came in, and I'm assuming close to maybe his first varsity action, and he came in and knocked down a 3 from the corner in actually a really big spot, and I believe he ended the game with 3 points, and with that, that'll about wrap it up with me for this one. I'll go through what each team will be facing here in the future. First for Sioux Falls Christian girls, and the Sioux Falls Christian girls will play Del Rapids on January 10th. I believe that is Wednesday, and they will play that one at home. Then they will go to T and play T area on the 12th. And for the Unity Christian girls, they will play at Boyden Hull. Actually, I believe that's on Tuesday. The 10th is on the Tuesday. So Sioux Falls Christian will play Del Rapids on the 10th on Tuesday. And Sioux Falls Christian will go to Boyden Hull on the 10th, and then they will host Hinton on Friday on the 13th. And for the Sioux Falls Christian boys, I'm assuming it's different from their girls. Actually, it is pretty similar. They will play host to Del Rapids on Tuesday. Then they will host Watertown next week, Saturday. And for the Knights, pretty similar to the girls' schedule. They will go to Boyden Hull on a Tuesday. And then they will actually host Galen Catholic on Thursday. And then they will host Hinton on Friday. I want to thank you so much for tuning in to this one on Fuller Digital Solutions. This is Jordan DeSmits signing off.